264.
Well, he's on course, isn't he? It was the smallest of blips from Paul Moore. Frames 8 and 9. And let's face it, he spared out of there as well. And whatever adjustment was needed, he's made it.
I think those two spares were just to keep his lead under 100. Because if he strikes out for 264, he's going to be 90 pins in the lead, which is huge.
Well, I remember back in the early years of this tournament, Cass, Tora Torgerson came back from 60-something pins adrift. I forget the opponent. And Tora just ripped it up in the second game to come back. But Wim from 90 pins adrift, that would be the comeback of all time. It's 89 pins that Wim's going to have to find in this second game. Paul Moore has put on a bit of a demonstration there. Perfect through the first 7, then right back on track as well after a couple of 7 spares. Paul Moore finishes with a score of 263, and at the halfway point in this battle of the lefties, he has a very healthy lead. 89 pins up on the big Dutchman, Wim van der Veen.
Before we continue with Game 2 of this quarter-final, Chris Barnes takes us through another aspect of the game of 10-pin.
On the lane at approximately 15 feet, you'll see elongated marks that we call arrows. They're spaced evenly every 5 boards apart on the 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th, 30th, and 35th board. So if a player is said to be playing 10, he's crossing the second arrow on the 10th board as he goes down and tries to strike on that attempt.
So Paul Moore with a very healthy lead, 89 pins. He can coast to the finishing line here in Game 2 against the Dutchman Wim van der Veen. For Wim to have any chance at all, he'll have to come out and bowl a game of his life. But even if he does, he'll need Paul just to break down horribly on this lane, and there's not going to be too many people in this crowd expecting Paul Moore to do that. And he opens up with all 10.
I think he must have heard you, Nick. Certainly wide in, dialed in, right into that 1-2 pocket. It's likely that he thinks the game's all over. It's just a matter of whether Wim does, and he'll probably know after the first shot.
Well, there is no pressure on Wim. There is no expectation of anything. He'll be the first to tell you that when you're 89 pins adrift, you're not coming back. So he can just go out and play for fun, but it's just not fun out there for the big man.
No, he went fishing on the left-hand side, wide on the left. Didn't get any reaction with that bowling ball, and actually missed the head pin. Should be a straightforward spare, just the 1 and the 3 pin. But we'll then have to strike off the sheet for a 280 game and hope that Paul has less than 200, which I really can't see.
Not happening, Cass.
No.
It's a tough situation to be in, isn't it? Because there's nobody to come in and stop this. You can't throw in the towel. It's not like boxing. The referee can't step in. Bernie White's not going to get out of his chair and saying, "Okay, it's okay, Wim. You've taken enough shots. I'm pulling you out." He's just got to sit there and suffer.
Yes, he's looking a bit beaten up, I'm afraid, at the moment, isn't he? And Paul's not going to leave up. He's just going to carry on. All 10 frames have to be bowled.
Definitely taking a wider line now, Paul.
Well, yeah, he's obviously found there's a bit of breakdown on the line that he's using. He's professional enough to know what adjustments to make with his feet and his ball line. He's made those adjustments and is getting a great reaction in the back end still.
Well, I've certainly got nothing against this fella, but I must admit, when I looked at the draw, I thought Jens Nicol and Paul Moore to meet in the semi-final, that would be a match-up to savour, and it looks like that's what we're going to have.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much that the big man can do about this now. Having said that, he's hit one thin, made it spin, counts as 10, set up the chain reaction. It's a strike in frame 2. suggests that he needs at least another 8 or 9 of these just to make a game of it.
Well, he can see the funny side. A little look over to his wife there as if to say, well, I'm not going anywhere except home. Back to my village on the German side of the Dutch border. A village whose name I'm utterly unable to pronounce, but Smarty Pants here knows what it is.
Just another strike from Paul Moore. Gets the messenger on that 7-pin. Makes it 3 strikes in a row yet again. And the village on the German-Dutch border is Schoningdorf, where Wim van der Veen lives. Tells me there's more sheep than people living there.
And safe to say that Paul Moore will be not invited to Schoningdorf anytime in the near future. Not after what he's doing to their tallest inhabitant here in Barnsley.
I'm sure he probably is their tallest inhabitant, and probably their tallest bowler as well.
Yeah, we're not exactly going out on a limb with this one, are we?
No, we better not dig anymore.
Yeah, nice double from Wim.
Yeah, consolation double, that's good. Staying in the race in this game.
Got through with a 375 against Linda Barnes. He had real trouble with those 9 spares. Linda just had trouble full stop, so that's how the big Dutchman got through. He knew he was going to have to do better than 375 to have any chance against Paul Moore here, but the way Paul's bowling, I'm not sure there's too many bowlers anywhere in the world that could live with the left-hander from Willoughby. Oh, look at this. Everything coming off for him now. 4 in a row.
Yeah, this is almost exhibition bowling. I think Paul's leaving these single pins by design. And then coaxing the messenger across the pin deck to take them out. It's spectacular bowling.
This was a headbutt from the messenger. Know. Look at this. Bonk.
Looks great on TV, and I think Paul's enjoying himself as well now. The match is all over, we know this, and he and Vim both know it. But some of the pin action he's getting off those twister pins is amazing. This shows the amount of power that these bowling balls generate as they go into the 1-2 pocket.
And I wonder if there's a bit of kidology here, because I'm just looking into the competitors' area, and Jens Nicholas tended to sit and watch most matches from that competitors' area, but the German is nowhere to be seen while Paul Moore is strutting his stuff. So have the mind games begun already for that England-Germany matchup?
Well, 3 strikes in a row for Wim. That's his first turkey of the whole match. So I won't say consolation strikes, but yeah, he's got himself lined up and he's carrying all 10 at last. It's a shame that didn't happen in game number 1. We would have had a real match on. Paul Moore working on 4 strikes in a row. Any more for another one?
Well, there wasn't much doubt. He opened up game 1 with 7. He started game 2 with 5 and still going.
These left-handers are so lucky.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Well, some of them anyway.
Yeah, Paul Moore's a lucky bowler. That's what you